Howdy everybody, my name is Evil Spirit and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. My final turnabout, or final turnabout, whatever. So we are back at the courtroom. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. No way, dude, that won't make you do anything like that. In court, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. Mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin the whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know. I can't focus on Mia's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case. Indeed, let's get going. Uh-oh. It's him. This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Mia, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, well, how should we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easy. Besides, what you really should be concerning on is winning today's trial. Ugh. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me a present? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, please. Wait. The kidnapper sent me a present? My lawyer dude? Who was that? No one. It was nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get long? What am I, Pinocchio? Come on, get that out of here. Court is now in session for the trials of Matt Engard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet, bailiff. Court is now in session. If you must tell me something, keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman? What? Shot? She died? Somehow, I think this is the present the man was talking about. Present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. What are you saying? Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't know that. She's alive and in a stable condition. Oh. No! No! Edgeworth! You're going to take her place? The prosecution is ready naturally. Oh, so are you going to help me this way? Ms. Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Engard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right? I finally found the answer. I was struggling on my journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you two will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the gum stand. Hey, Gumshoe. Hey, you're not getting whipped though. Be happy. Witness, your name and occupation? My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now? Sorry. After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir? Gumshoe? What the heck? This is Von Karma, I'm guessing. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face towards like a proud officer, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough thing today. Yeah, it would have to be with my opponent Edgeworth as my opponent. What? This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Correa, was found in his hotel room. After looking onto the case of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case has nothing to do with the murder. After the award ceremony and then the victim was left in his room alone? Yes, sir. The victim and defendant went alone to their room, sir. I see. Alright. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. Then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. Oh. Come on. Thank you. And that's when the victim's body was discovered, right? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute period break. Alright. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who's this Andrea Andrews you're speaking about? She's a defendant, Matt On-Guard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. Well, if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, we went to Mr. On-Guard. After visiting his room, she went next to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. And that's when she found the victim's body. The cause of death, wasn't that because of Mr. Correa was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good look at the crime photo. Now, real pros attention will be drawn to this bandana. Bandana? His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped around his neck. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after death. They have a crafty murderer down here. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. You couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? Fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the on the guitar was the victim. Only the victim's hand. I see. So much for my theory then. However, we later found out that the guitar had nothing to do with it. What convinced you it had nothing to do with this case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Correa, apparently only taken the case with him. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't even have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel? Yep, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. Yep. So my guess is someone snuck in with the guitar case. And he didn't know that, so I guess when he went to get it, he realized nothing was in there, and then he got attacked. Bring me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt On-Guard? Because there was no reason to suspect him. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Matt On-Guard and Juan Correa were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's enough motive in my book. As for evidence, there was a Jammin' Ninja's button that was ripped off of the ninja's costume and was found in Mr. On-Guard's Hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a predicament murder. Alright, what? All this points very clearly to the defendant. Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Mr. Wright? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you want. Just hurry up with your useless questions. Huge rivals, but in terms of popularity, Mr. Engard won, did he not? Yeah, but you know, that's ironic, pal. Juan Correa was always one step behind Mr. Engard in everything. This year it seems like he'd finally catch up, ready for the big final showdown, but Mr. Correa lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. Wait, just 1 second here. Mr. Engard was beating Mr. Correa in popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which, that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill. Yes, I quite agree. Well, detective, it's not, well... I guess if you put it in that way, then yeah, the defendant would have no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. Eh? No, not you too, Mr. Edward, not you. I look forward to your pensions negotiations. No! Now, Detective Gumshoe, let's continue with the testimony. No, my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I say? Yeah. Have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put this in this way. I'm asking you if you had any evidence to back up this claim here. This button was ripped off of the human ninja's costume. Huh? But can you just tell by looking at it? And the victim's blood on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterwards. Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir? Alright, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence, not this one. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was thrown off. If you match up at the ends of the costume and the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. If that's what for you, never missed a beat. Nah, you'll miss this one. When was the button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Correa. And then we did a search on them, and after that, we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, can you determine how the defendant held the knife? For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying any attention to the testimony, Mr. Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is this the defendant the owner of the knife then? There is no way there's no way this was a premeditated murder even if he brought the knife. Alright, pal, this isn't some pipe knife. It isn't full, so it's not like, he said, it's not great for walking around either. Ah, well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix, yes? Something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the blood in it. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel and closed it. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? Alright. Now that basically did all that. Oh, okay. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that was premeditated murder is simply that. My client brought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of the knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set onto the handle. Gatewater? I think I might have heard that name before. That's the name of the hotel. Sorry. Excuse me. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes. That is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one certain police force that is not... I mean, there's no one currently on the police force that's dumb enough to realize that. But I did. Oh, poor Comfort. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Cordea's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is simply incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered last night. Let's draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ongard. Especially what was on top of this table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Ongard's knife was missing. Mr. Ongard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. No, I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliant, clear deduction. Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. Must be one of those traps, and I just walked into it head on. confusion right now. We answered something with something wrong here. I do, Your Honor. I do. Actually, I do. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that the court has yet to see. Good. Okay. Oh. You may not present. Look how much health it takes. That's all my. The ketchup bottle! This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the crime photo, the crime scene one more time, please. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this wine glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over with everything else is the wine glass. This piece of evidence is more strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Oh, well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. Stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You do not need my opinion, because there's no special meaning to the glass. What? Oh, it's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could easily have been so shocked that she hit the glass down without thinking it. That does sound very possible. There's no way. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. I'd like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set up the cup on the table. You turned the situation on its head yet again as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? I'll let Mr. Wright if I'd never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? Oh, yin-yang moment. You're not thinking hard enough, Mr. Wright. Do you think that this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it had been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. There was one set of the fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Who were they? They were not the victims nor the defendant. Rather, they were one of Andrea Andrews. Adrian. That is why I said that the person who discovered the body has left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she was sent to see Mr. Cordea. Upon setting his body, she was stunned and set the glass on the dresser. Then, what you just said made a lot of sense. Now, do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out, I will show you the answer I've discovered. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Fortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has another witness we want the court to hear. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Among Us! Please say your name and business. Witness, say your name and occupation. Hey, gotcha. I wonder what happened to that calm composure again. Oh, edgy boy, it's been, what, a year since we last met, doesn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under her helmet it was that wicked witch of the witness stand? I tell you, this time I know what I'm supporting. I mean, now I know what I'm supposed to do. Jesus. So today I'm going to tell you everything that you need to hear. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. This witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Woof! Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No, by all means, interrupt her. Please! Jace! Anyways, witness, your testimony, please. It's true that they say that youths are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy boy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on hotel security detail at the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone's crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. Not me, I wouldn't say something so silly. After all, I have no interest in a child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Cordelia. But those two were the same age. Anyways, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well, please tell the court what you have witnessed. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. No. Anyways, after the ceremony, I went pacing around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I found that was rather interesting, you know. Well, since it was my job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of Juan's room. It was Ungard, Matt Ungard. He was trying to sneak his way out of his room.
Somehow I don't believe it.
See, well, Mr. Edgeworth, you may bring a cross, Mr. Wright, not Edgeworth. Anyways, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something that was interesting. I was finding out, you know. Oh wait, I don't need to read this. Yeah, farewell, my turnabout. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know, I was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And when you went to hang around the victim's door, something you were interested in. And what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everybody, you know. It's top secret between me and the law. And Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. Just gossip, Your Honor. Gossip, but should it prove relevant? Appear. You told us the number of people who went in and out of the Tucker days. Or... I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who don't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well, that would explain why your age has not... Your age is not... In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? So you saw him, but you didn't see anybody else. Who in the world was that? Not a lot to say. Yep. I know I've been saving them on. Okay. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, see? Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Please tell the coroner about the closing detail. But it does. Now that, that way, it was that thing. That Guardy thing, wears that Wright thing jacket. That at the detention center, too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. What's the man you saw carrying? In which hands? His right or left? Now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question. Indeed. Sorry. Well, you see him carrying his right hand. No, he wasn't carrying anything in that hand. Then how about his left? Empty. Where's his face? His face? Wait! Wait, actually... No. The jacket was the correct answer. I just realized. Because they said that the button was found... Because, like, it said that it was found in his... Hakama? But that doesn't make any sense because he was wearing his jacket. How could that fit in there? Of course it was important. And perhaps you would like to point out part of it. Don't you see, Edgeworth? I request that the witness... Yeah, put it in there. Objection! Got him. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? It's button number 2 on the the Jammin' Ninja's costume. No, I know she's an obsessed fan. She's identified as in a single glance. Give it here. If you don't give it here, I'll punish you with this. She really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. The button was discovered on Mr. Unguard's body during a full search. See, this button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Unguard. It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants. See, and Unguard is the nickel samurai. Witness, now it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Unguard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress... Oh my god. Now hold your tongue still for 1 second. So what you saw and actually was not Mr. Enguarde, the man. But Mr. Enguarde, the nickel samurai? Well, what do you think about it? They're really one and the same. Soulbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Do you think so too? It might be something worth considering. Just saying it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. Should be the one sign, not you. Oh, I see. Wait! Oh, wait! The costume. The knife? There we go. That's fingerprints. He's wearing gloves. Take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I will have... You know, it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't have to ask. It's because of the defendant's fingerprints, aren't they? Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose cars are we driving? If Mr. Edgeworth was really on guard, was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it is impossible for him to, maybe for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have had to wipe all previous fingerprints right off the knife. Oh, that's right. He probably took the gloves off before stabbing. And why would he do that, to leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would have done something like that. However, there's no possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. Then went to the victim's room while in the Nickel Samurai. At the time of the murder, held no intent of the murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk about the show, which is why he took the gloves off. But the murder still didn't take place. It was bad that they were... Bad what? I've heard that before. Yes, Mr. Wright. What do you say about this theory? He had no intent of it. Then that the theory can bring in an early people haven't. Okay, so there is a conclusion. The thing is, like, yeah, he had no intent on killing because he didn't kill him. Oh, this knife. This was used by Mr. Ungard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Cordelia. I suppose. However, you just said yourself, at that time the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from something, And one more thing. You're whack. Murder was wearing the costume at the time of murder. Then there should be little marks left on the knife, which means the defendant's fingerprints should have been all over like beads on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. The knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Come on, controller, stop. Frame my frame. Aren't you forcing the... But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. Which, if that were true, there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on it. Looks like I made your life a teeny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy-poo? Did you or did you not see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I'm guessing at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying that you mixed up Mr. Ongar with the Nickel Samurai, his Steve... I mean, but I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting... Alright, kids, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. Alright, then who were you waiting around for? That's a top secret to anyone out of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Wong, right? The way you think you are sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur me? Why am I the amateur? I mean, what am I an amateur of? Who's this person? This is Andrea Andrews, Mr. Onguard's manager. But why would the defendant manager be in the victim's room? Seems this is the latest rumor in the circulation, Your Honor. I see. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Andrea Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found out. Or you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what in the world are you saying? Watch out, Phoenix. I got a bad feeling. Got some information. Some very secret information about certain someone. So that was why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, that's for myself, personal and all. Well then, Mr. Edwards, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let the point slide. I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about the secret information. Get ready, this is going to take the wind out of the youngins. How you youngins? Alright, let's do it. Okay. Alright, sorry. Just reading a text message. Baboon boy. I got. Mischievous. Oh, dang. Yeah, you also stole the camera. I say, it only makes sense. I mean, what else could you... Alright, we're going to take a 5-minute recess now? I guess. I don't think that's a nickel samurai. Cause doesn't he wear like specific? Yeah, you see his feet. Matt Ungar is not in that suit. I can prove it. I noticed that little sag and I was like, no. Yep. It's too big. Nice, let's go! I want to save before like I get completely destroyed or something. Yep. Yep. I have enough evidence to kind of prove it. Aww. Huh? Yes! The secret. Exactly. Alright, well that will obviously be next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Oh, this is getting a little heated. See you guys next time. Bye.